Today we are reacting to one of the greats and one of my personal favorite classical guitarists ever, and that is Andrés Segovia. Now we're going to watch two videos. The first one is where Segovia talks about the guitar and all of its tone colors and kind of how the guitar is a small orchestra. If you haven't seen this video, I think it's really important for any classical guitarist to have watched this video. And then after that, we're going to see him at work and put all that into context with Segovia playing a piece.
Maestro, why was it that in spite of the vogue of the guitar in the 19th century, that still, when you began, there was no repertoire?
Because the guitar is a very complicated instrument. By being the only string instrument really polyphonic.
Interesting statement, pretty big statement, or bold statement, I guess you could say. Classical guitar is really the only real polyphonic instrument. Do you guys agree? I would say in some ways yes. The only other instrument I can think of or would consider maybe would be harp. Violin and cello, kind of. They do play double stops at times, and a lot of times, like let's say in the music of Bach, there are implied melodies, right, where maybe they hit a bass note and then they continue playing the melody. So there's polyphony kind of in that. But I do understand kind of his point that the guitar is very, very polyphonic when it comes to being a stringed instrument.
It is impossible to compose if you don't play it, and if you don't play it well.
Also very true. You can always tell when somebody composes a piece that doesn't play guitar and the shapes are awkward. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't flow very well, you know?
For instance, it is like an orchestra to which we could look with the reverse sides of 8 binoculars. I mean by that every instrument of the orchestra is inside the guitar, but in smaller sound size. It has many different colors, many different timbres, and it is necessary to develop those quality of the instrument. For instance, if you have to play sound that the same.
That tone though, that tone is so gorgeous, and he's one of the few guitarists that really captures that beautiful essence of that melody.
Thing.
Oof. Nobody does that these days. It's so gorgeous.
All that has different color. And for instance, what it is called here the pizzicato.
So if you don't know, pizzicato is a technique that more so stringed instruments play or use, like violin and cello, where instead of bowing the note, they pluck it, right? So technically, everything we play with guitar, right, is pizzicato. But to make it sound more like the violinists, we mute it, we palm mute it, and then we stroke so that it kind of has that same effect.
Cello. Brass. This pianissimo. It is
beautiful, beautiful. All playing that pad thumb very, very lightly. It almost has this like whisper effect that you know, it's really kind of a special sound that not a lot of guitarists do.
not really as listening to music, but better dreaming with music.
And that's a pretty profound statement, I'll say that.
You mean that when a composer has written something for you, that you then decide which of these colors to use, or do they indicate things that they want?
When they indicate so to speak, the orchestration of their work in the guitar, mostly they make me laugh because it is
Harsh. They make me laugh.
impossible what they pretend.
Maestro, what is the first reaction of a composer when you try to interest him in writing for the guitar?
Well, the first reaction is the last one also, because from the beginning, when they hear something played in the guitar and written by them, they never more stop writing for the guitar. So Castelnuovo has already written about 140 pieces. Ponce did the same thing. Torroba, Turina, Tansman, Villalobos, all of them have a continue until the end.
So one of the reasons I think this video is so important is because nowadays a lot of the modern guitarists, yes, they use some colors, but I feel like they don't use it in the way that there's as much contrast. And what I mean is sometimes you hear maybe a modern guitarist and they'll use the colors, but the colors still have the same kind of character, where the way Segovia plays it, he'll play one sound with one character and another sound with a completely different character. And so when you make music in that way, you know, there's like all these different people in the story, and not just like the same person kind of acting as another person. So let's listen to the master at work here, and we're gonna hear him play a piece, and he's gonna back up everything that he just said. Check this out. Just in that first little kind of cadence there, already you can kind of hear the full orchestra at play, right? I feel like you can hear some brass things, you can hear some melody, you can hear some strings, and as soon as he starts playing the guitar, it's almost like you're just immersed in this whole world of color and sound that is just, it's something special, and it's something that not a lot of players do anymore these days. And it's just incredible. And then on top, da da da, right? He's obviously having these contrast voices at the same time. Oof. And the da da da, the phrasing. I'm really nerding out right now, but I'm gonna try to let this play a little more and not interrupt. Right? It's so good. The second time, first time plays it Ponticello, the second time plays it so warm that just like pulls at your heartstrings. It's so expressive. There you have it. I mean, words can barely describe the artistry that we just listened to, you know? It's just like you're immersed inside a whole orchestra. You can hear very clearly all the different instruments within that. Brass, cello, violin, everything. It's just got everything. And like I said, not a lot of people play that way anymore, which that's why Andrés Segovia is one of the best. And for me, every time I hear it, it's always so inspiring. Something about it, when I listen to him, really excites me about guitar and makes me want to practice. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.